Connection would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your participation at the first West Coast Kenpo Confederation. This first meeting was made up of the Karate Connection, the Black Karate Federation, and various other organizations grouped under the American Kenpo banner. All of these organizations are based on the concepts, principles, and basics of the mother system, which is Ed Parker's Kenpo Karate. We all do forms, we all freestyle, and we all do self-defense techniques. But it's how we do them and how we practice them that's different. The premise behind the West Coast Kenpo Confederation is not to try to unite these organizations into a single entity. Absolutely not. Our intention is to bring them together for the purpose of training with each other on the things that we share in common, and at the same time benefit from our individual differences. There were some incredible people representing all three groups, and some really unique training methods and information that they brought to share with their Kenpo brothers and sisters at this, the first West Coast Kenpo Confederation. Thanks for being there. The day started as usual for an IKCA seminar, with the first hour devoted to bringing our distance students up to speed on the material at their belt level. Our video training program has proven itself over and over, but hands-on training has proved to be faster, so that's why we have seminars. That, and for the enjoyment of bringing our affiliate schools together under one roof at least once a year. When we break the participants up into groups, we make every effort to see that each student has a different instructor than the one he or she has at home. With affiliate students, that's easy. Their only instructors are Vic and myself. But we want the students or affiliate schools to get a different outlook and point of view on the same material. Every instructor brings a different perspective and approach, even though the techniques may be the same. The rest of the day, as you know, is devoted to a wide variety of subjects and approaches. You may have noticed people in these clips that you didn't see at this year's seminar. And the reason for that is that this year the day snuck up on us and our camera crews just weren't ready when we were. So we had to use footage shot back in March of 2001 for illustrative purposes. It doesn't change how we start the day, so please don't get upset if you see yourself wearing a lower rank than you do today. After all, this is part of how you got there. And I really wish we had taped this year's first hour, because instead of the black belts going over the IKCA Masters form as we did in 2001, they ran lines doing techniques. I gotta tell you, it was exciting and invigorating, and I'm sorry we missed getting it on video. We'll do better next year. It was really a great way to start the day. Ground fighting is such a popular extension of stand-up fighting these days, it can't be ignored. So we brought in a couple of instructors who excel at it. Here's Bob Barnett, not only an IKCA certified instructor, but certified Gracie Jiu-Jitsu as well. Bob is meticulous in his teaching of both subjects.
You notice when I get here, I've got my limit off, I've got the thumb up. Everybody thinks the thumb up is this. You really have to control the elbow. One thing Boyd always told me, lots of times, is he said, you know, if you turn the person in different positions, you really just got to lock that elbow out. This instance, if I turn it clockwise, I got even better hold than if thumb is up. When I do this, if there's a gap there, it's not going to be effectual. I have to pull it in tight. Then my hips come down. Okay? You notice also my grips, my thumbs are on top. I almost never have my thumbs on. My thumbs are almost always in this position. If I'm doing a kimura or something like that, my arms are always in a position where my thumbs are like this. Okay? So again, step by step.
And then there's a semicircle, or as we like to call it, the circle of humiliation. It doesn't look that difficult, does it? It isn't, until you find out that the point of this drill is to do a different technique on each attacker. Now, not so easy, is it? If all you had to do was cut and shoot, that would be easy. But to do 10 different named and recognized techniques on 10 attackers coming at you randomly, without repeating, and without doing what might be a fine combination but not a recognized technique, that's tough. That's really tough. But it does sharpen you up. And the longer you do it, the less difficult it becomes. was on hand to teach advanced ground techniques. And we also got some unexpected assistance from the crew from Reno, who happens to be big on ground fighting. Thanks for letting me hand you guys. That's what it's all about. Striking the dummies. This is a training device that lets you know for sure whether you're really hitting the target or just kidding yourself. They may not hit back, but it's a great way to practice for accuracy and speed, plus building power into your blows, all at the same time. Actually, they can hit back if you want them to.
But the whole idea here behind this drill is to create your explosive speed. This is from a dead stance, and then it's here. And if you can read them, you should be focusing here, not in the eyes, right here at the center of the chest. You can read it, then you can get the block and the rotation. You don't have to make any steps. It's the rotation.
Freestyle fighting, sometimes called sparring or kumite, or whatever you call it. It's still fighting, and it can get rough. But it's still the only tool we have that bridges the gap between theory and reality. We're working on others, but for now, this is it. Here's where it gets as real as it can get without going to the street. Freestyle fighting takes discipline, control, technique, stamina, and heart. And practice. Practice, practice, practice. Brian Antak and James Parsons conducted their freestyle seminar 3 times during this West Coast Confederation. And if you didn't get to it, you should have, because the day would have been incomplete without it.
Great. Good job.
Now this is where Mr. Antak calls upon his teaching partner, Mr. Parsons, to put on a demonstration match with Mr. Eric Ritter from Reno, Nevada. This is a really good match. We thought you'd like to see the whole thing, so here it is.
Good. Good control, Don. Very good. You can see this. What's good about this right now is wild. Like this, you can see where it goes a lot of times, right to the ground. You got no concept, you're done. You know, and with the Kenpo, the Kenpo moves and strikes and how quick and blasting it is, just a little bit of technique on the ground would be great. One more. They got nothing. Good job. Here's a point fighter right there. All right. Oh, yeah! That was amazing. That was beautiful. One more. No, not with him. No, one more fighter. Oh. Yeah.
The IKCA Master Form. The IKCA Master Form, for those of you outside of our system, is the mainstay of the karate connection. It consists of the 55 techniques that make up the system. If you'd like to know more about it, please go to our website. It's a little too complex for a complete description here. The first seminar I held at the Confederation was intended to bring our IKCA students up to par on the form. We went through it from beginning to end and answered all the questions about it. The Master Form is what we use to make sure that our students are current with their IKCA training.
All right, what I do in there, and you wouldn't get marked off if you didn't, but what I do in there is a little stutter step, an adjustment step, because if I'm close enough to, if I'm close enough to hit in here, I'm too close to kicking. So I need to get out a little bit. Because if you're close enough to see, again, the scoop is the interim between a kick and a knee. Well, in this case, it would be just a back heel. Then, if you're close enough for back heel, fine. But if you're a little too far for that, then you go ahead and you give it the scoop. And if you're further than that, then you give it the kick. Well, if you're close enough for the scoop, then you're too close for kick. So that's why I put that in there. It's not in the tapes. You won't see it. So it's something you kind of got to refine afterwards. But that's why we do things like this. We have this so that we can take care of that.
Rear kick and kick.
Yes.
Are you wanting us to swing back into
Yes.
position?
Yes. Yeah, the
How
rear
should
kick
that down?
here. Right. 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 Good. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
All promotions for degrees in black belt are based on the Master Form. Here's one of our distant black belts, Mr. Joshua Leon Guerrero from Vallejo, California, testing for his 3rd degree black. And a great test it is. ambassador. Without a doubt, the most take-charge lady in the Army. Without Diane, there wouldn't have been a West Coast Confederation. When we asked her what she thought about bringing these various factions together, she said, "It sounds great. Go for it." Everybody loved her seminar and her drills. Diane is one creative lady. She's taken her size and her gender to new levels, and in doing so, she's given us all new tools to work with. Take a look.
Where there's a hand, there's an elbow. Where there's an elbow, there's a chin. Oh, where there's a chin, there's a chest, there's a sternum, there's a groin. Because I know, oh wow, there's an ear. I know there's an ear. Oh, I know there's an You gotta feel that. Oh yeah. You have to train yourself to feel these things, not a sight thing. Go ahead. You want to know what started out so cool? When your attacker stands here. That's just phase one. And there's so many other phases to go. That's just phase one. You don't know what's going to happen. So what I'd like you to do is right now, the person with the blindfold, try to do some of your, quote, standard techniques. And I want the other guy moving on you to say to yourself, I have to change up now. Oh my God, plan A is not going to work. Plan B, I got to go to plan B. I may have to go to plan C. So right now, I wish we could have warmed up to this step for at least an hour to taking the steps. But right now, I don't want to leave without doing this. If you want to do this technique that we're working on, fine. But I want the person that's having the technique done to them, try and move around. Give them a hard time. Give them a hard time now. Counter them. Counter their moves. See what happens. Counter their moves. Or use your favorite technique. I don't care what it is. The whole idea is plan A, plan B, plan C. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's here, they're real tight, so that foot replacement comes. It kind of violates everything I've been taught previously by sticking my face into the action, but knife fighting is a little different.
And here he is, the Kenpo knife man himself, LeRoux. You know, knives have been a passion of Vic's for as long as I've known him, and that is a long time. He was learning the way of the knife from Mr. Parker before Mr. Parker was even teaching it on a regular basis. Every time Vic would see him, he'd bug him for more knife fighting information. And then Vic would show him what he came up with on his own, and what he learned from other sources. And the old man would say, that's real good, but you know, it will be even better if you did it this way. And then he'd show him something really off the wall. Is it any wonder that Vic kept bugging him?
Footsteps. Remember, lead his footsteps. That's where the footwork is. You see him starting to use it, moving in and around. The true knife fighter, the first time he moves, overhead, I'm right in his footsteps. Okay, I stay behind him. I want out of knife range. So if you can get out of line of fire, that's a good idea too. Okay, please pair off. Okay. Your arm's way too far out. Keep it tight. Oh, okay. Oh, that's who's going to get cut. You guys, pull out that place. Keep it tight. What's the rule? You're going to get your veins cut, okay? As you're beating it, don't stick it out, because he's going to cut your veins. Okay, so keep it tight, use your body. Like this, not quite that. Economical package. Thrust. This is right here. Real simple. Cut. Thrust. I cut. Thrust. He cuts my armpit if he can get to it, and he comes right back in over the top, which makes me change my arm to the throat. Each basic arm cut goes out to the throat. Cut. All right, how we doing? It would stutter your center of gravity. How long? Long enough to hit. All it's going to last for. So as you come in, use that front cross, which is the footwork where you hit a chest. Hit over the top. From here, he hit here. He kick inside the knee, and then change angles and do a buckle. Okay? But if you do this, that's what he did with the knife. He likes to take the knife and cut now. He's using specific targets. This is his theory on the fighting. He wanted to cut this vein on the way in, stick you here, he wants to cut you here, he wants to cut this vein on the back of the arm, and he wants this muscle on the back of the leg. Same with the Filipino knife art, but he had target specific in mind. He already had his game plan. And he was going to do just a simple punching combination, but he's going to use a knife now. Now, what it taught me was, after doing all this fancy knife fighting, he's still there for that buckle and the knee to the face. Most people don't do it. Well, an advanced knife fighter should have a lower body working at the same time. We're Kenpo. We can do three things at once, right?
Mr. Jim Bohetian conducted a really unique seminar. Mr. Bohetian runs a very, very successful school and has for many years. Now here's where he sat down with those engaged in the business end of the art, or those who are thinking of getting into the business either part or full time. He was there to share with you the secrets of his success. You don't find this kind of candid, open exchange very often.
The other side of it, everyone, is titles. How many people have titles in the art? You know, if you have assistants and things like that, we have assistant titles and assistant tags. All those things, all those things make a difference when you have a bigger school as far as the shooting for a goal. So titles and things like that work in some styles, but in some styles it's not that important. We use it as a way, just like getting the black belt. It's like acknowledging your background, acknowledging your interest. And again, my goal is to keep them up to 30 years. I don't recommend a full-time school for everybody. I think, running a great after-school program, but do it well.
When you say full-time, you're talking about like 8 in the morning, 8 at night?
No, not at all.
From like 3 in the afternoon till...
Yeah.
Okay,
6 days.
That's full-time.
Yeah. So 6 days. Full-time would be like $99, and then... See, a lot of people do what's called the Black Belt route. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but I have a Black Belt Club 1, a Black Belt Club 2, and a Master Club. Black Belt Club 1 is those who are underbelts who have a chance to go for 3 years, and then the Black Belt Club 2 is 5 years. Now, here's something to think about. In California, now, when you get a new student in, the process of getting them enrolled into a program, this is where, all these consulting companies put a lot of time. The thing is they have like intro lessons, you can get 2 free classes, $14.95 for intro. But the main thing to the prospect is having a structure where they can take something and check out the school. Once you have that, they will probably sign up for a free intro. I always give free intros or a uniform for $9.95 or $14.95 and let them take more classes. But I want them to go in free for the first time. Try it out. Before making any decisions, go in the classroom and work out, and that's a private lesson, by the way. But let it be a part-time school or anything, make it very personal. Do it on a Saturday or something where you can spend time.
If you want more than this, you're just going to have to take Jim's class next year. Without Senior Grandmaster Steve Muhammad and Grandmaster Donnie Williams, there simply wouldn't be a BKF. And without the BKF, there would not have been a West Coast Kenpo Confederation. Mr. Muhammad asked what we would like to have him teach. And the answer was, whatever you want. Because he has such a wonderful way of sharing and presenting his incredible fighting insights.
And remember this, don't try to perfect everything you say to the very best you can, but try to remember everything so you go home and practice. And that's the key. So, stand up. Go back. Checking. Check for the right hand. Check for the left hand. That's what step slightly. Right punch into the button. Step drag, check for the right hand, punch for the left hand. Step over slightly, and into the button. Now, he's changed sides. So, how do I hit him now? From here, even though you change angle, you can change the angle and still hit it. Relax. Check for the left hand, come to the right hand. Ready? Punch! Check for the left hand, cross the over. Right. Right punch, left punch, with a hand shake. Checking. Punch. Two. And ready. Punch. Two. And ready. Put it in his face. Put that hand in his face. Ready. Punch. Two. Put it in his face. Back. Stand up straight. And feet straight across. Feet straight across. Now put the left hand in. Ready. Punch. Two. And ready. Punch. I can shoot that back. Then you bring it back. Then you bring it back. Here. I'll sit. I'm always going to have some movement that will be able to take your game and see go into a position where I can take advantage of it. He's now on the left. Defense. And we already told you that other class. Don't use defense anymore. Use counter off. Every time you throw something, you put him on the defense, not you. You counter off that defense.
Been warming up. I've been done, 15,000 steps before coming in because it's a technique. Once you got it, it's going to work for you. Okay? And again, we're going to modify it slightly because when we do with the policeman, it's not that big a deal. We wear a vest, guys point the gun at you.
Jim Allard is not only a second-degree black belt with the IKCA. In addition, he's a champion wrestler, he's a grappler, and an expert in stand-up joint manipulation. He's also a policeman and training officer. Now, there are many ways of disarming an opponent with a gun. And after years of working with these various procedures, Jim has simplified it to a one-technique system that works from all angles. It's simple, it's direct, and it's to the point. The point being, you get the gun.
Okay, so that works to your advantage. Because if the guy's back there and he tells me, give me your cash, give me all that stuff, great, that technique's going to work. I can't fly over there. There's my wallet, man. Take it. So, here's my keys. Take my wife too. I don't care. Okay, it's going to work for you. Whatever you want to give up. But so when they're doing the intimidation thing here, is they're moving in, and that's good. It doesn't matter hot. It doesn't matter if it's low. Your hands are going to go where the gun's at. This gun's higher. Go ahead. Put your hands up a little higher. Lower, crazy. And if he is a little ways away, you can talk to him too. What's going on? What does he get you? He expects movement from you. He's commanding you. He's telling you to do stuff. So he's expecting that movement. Now, you don't want to do something real quick. You might pull the trigger on that one. So the technique on here is our hands are even with the gun, and what I'm doing is my very first move is to get away from the barrel. So I step off to the side, okay? So if he does shoot, it's there. Also now coupled with that is when I step off to the side and grabbing the hand right here. What it does is also on automatic, it stops the slide from moving. Okay, my hand's grabbing his hand. So I'm here, I step to the side, and I'm grabbing. This hand now comes up underneath. They want to put it in front of their safety. That hurts, okay? So we don't do that. It goes underneath. And what we want to do now is, when our hands are here, you pull it to your chest. The reason why you pull it to your chest is now you have a fulcrum to break his grip. He's a big, strong guy, and you're here and you're trying to do this. As you're doing this, he's going to take that other hand and blast you in the nose a couple times, and then you're going to let go, so you lose. So here, to our chest, and then all I do is I step away, take it away, pointing the barrel right at his face. And I rip it. And I move it. Get some distance. You don't have to stand there. You don't have to turn around and pull the other. So guns on this side. Victims on this side. Okay, so what we're doing now, bad guys, point the gun at him. You don't have to stick it right straight at him. Just hold it out. As you hold it, make sure your finger is not in the trigger. Finger out of the trigger, hold the bottom. You're here. You're like this. Your hands are up where the weapon's at. The very first move is stepping outside. Turn your body. So turn your chest. As you do that, your hand now is grabbing the top of their hand, the back of the gun there. Second hand is coming right up underneath, grabbing the barrel. So you hear, pull that gun to your chest. Okay, now with your front foot, you're going to step back and you're going to pivot. Here, and turn. As you do, you're ripping that gun out. Hey guys, don't be afraid to talk to me. What is it that you want? What is it you want? You get it. Whatever you want, I'll get it.
All right, now remember what you said about having your hands clear back there. Get them down close to you. Hey, again, defensive. Yeah, see how much quicker that was? Yes, sir.
To your chest. Pull it. Don't turn your body. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Heavy as you can.
No matter which side, if you feel more comfortable, do the other side too. Hey. Here. Back in. Okay.
What's the next best thing? What can I do to, Several years ago, I developed a very simple weapon. A weapon that can be carried legally and inconspicuously. It consists mainly of your everyday keys. It's uncomplicated, easy to learn, and extremely effective. I call it the key slinger.
You don't like to find baseball bats and cars without the rest of the equipment. You have next bike shoes and the rest of it, you can get in some big trouble. This, on the other hand, is just a simple way of carrying your keys. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it's intended. And I gotta tell you, the way it is right here, that's all it is. It's just something to carry your keys on. Now, when it's on your hand, and I put it on this way, it goes on just the last two fingers, and the strap lays across the hand itself. And you manage it mostly with your wrist. When this thing moves, you can't even see it going. That's fast. That's fast. And what is power? It's mass times speed equals power. Now you don't have a lot of mass here, but you got a whole lot of speed. You don't have much mass in a 45 caliber slug either, but you got a whole lot of speed. And it's the speed that puts it through you and blows you apart. This, of course, the thing I like about this the most is the cutting action that you get with your keys. fine, because a couple of those, it's gonna be like, go ahead. I don't need you. So it's really just a great weapon for all around. The other thing you might want to practice also is
As part of the segment on striking the dummies that the IKCA presented, Mr. Paul Metz suited up in a training suit that allows a defender to strike almost full out. What it gives you as the attacker, the man in the suit, is the ability to take a blow and know if it would have been good enough on the street, and if it wasn't, that you can keep on attacking. What it gives you as the defender is the practice of striking a moving target that's striking back at you. This is about as real as it gets, which is the direction that the IKCA has always gone. The only single problem with this year's Confederation was that the scheduling didn't allow some programs enough time to be fully developed, such as in Mr. Metz's case. The drill where you close your eyes and wait to be attacked by the man in the training suit is usually the last drill, and what everything else builds up to. And next year's schedule will definitely allow us as much time as needed to take this concept where it has to go. This year it had to be moved forward in order to give the participants an idea of where this training goes. Let me tell you, it's quite a jolt when somebody in the background yells, "Go!" and you open your eyes and a punch is already on its way. This is one fantastic learning and training method. We have received so many positive comments on this segment, we're already working on ways to expand it for next year. Plus, you haven't seen the drills leading up to this one. This was really tough on those who participated this year, having to do the last drill first.
On the street, your vocal ability adds the level of aggression that you need. Let it out. Breathe. Okay? Close your eyes. Did I say there's no instructions in real life? Feel that right now. My job is to open your eyes into reality. Close your eyes. You see that? She opened her eyes. Close your eyes. Come on,
Well, that's it for the educational part of the day. Now comes the fun part. Unfortunately, by the time the seminars were over, many of the participants had to leave because of travel arrangements or other personal commitments. But for those who could stay, they got to pass the paint. This little ritual is our way of ending each of our classes, and it's become the traditional way to end our seminars as well. Going from the upper ranks to the lower, put it out, and then we get it back. Here's what it looks like. Passing the paint.
Hey!